Hello students, this is Ashok Mamtani here once again and I welcome to you all on the session on Python libraries. Let me begin this video with talking about the agenda of this session or the chapter where we are going to discuss about basically the meaning of a library, why are they needed in the programming, what is the meaning of the library, and we shall talk also about the module, especially about the Python modules, how to import them in your Python program, and further also we will going to learn how to use some inbuilt libraries of the Python, as well as we will learn how to create your own libraries in Python. Student, before we try to start what about the Python library, I want to say you something that you must have seen our school library where you go to the and get the books on various subjects and topics. Have you seen there how the books are organized? It is found that the books are on the same subject or on the same topics are put together in different almirahs and now in almirahs in different shelves. This makes us easier to find the good and appropriate books from the library at the right time when we need it. Similarly, the programming languages also have some built-in programming codes in the form of functions, and these are required for generally for all the people, so they are kept in the libraries of the programs in different files and sections in such a way that the functions related to each other are kept in a single file. For example, in a Python you must have used the my math module last year in class 11 to perform the various mathematical operations. It contains the functions to find the square root, absolute value, find cos and sine of angle, etc. So these functions are together kept in a single file called math module. There are various such other modules or files available in Python in which the functions related to each other are kept, and this is called the modules. So you have must have understood about the library. Now we can have a final basic definition of library is that it is a collection of large number of modules or packages that together cater to a specific type of needs or the applications or requirement. In Python, some of the standard libraries are available, and these standard library already contains the math module, cmath module, random module, and statistic modules and urf modules. These modules provide the functions for various works and tasks, and they are categorized according to these functions are categorized in these modules. Beside this, we have some other commonly used Python libraries, for example NumPy library, which provides some advanced mathematical functionalities along with tools to create and manipulate numeric arrays. SciPy library is another useful library available in Python that offers algorithmic and mathematical So we have come to a basic definition of a library is that the library is a collection of modules that together cater to a specific type of needs or applications or requirements. In Python, there are the libraries which are automatically uploaded at the time of the Python installation. These are called Python standard library, which contains various other modules in it. For example, math module, random module, statistic module, and URL lib modules are already imported in your Python library when you install it, and the Python library is already installed when you install the Python in your computers. These modules are performing the various different types of calculations and works and doing the various works in according to our requirements. Besides, there are certain other libraries which can be imported and downloaded in your Python explicitly and doing various tasks. For example, NumPy library is providing some mathematical functionalities along with the tools to create and manipulate the numeric arrays. SciPy is a library which is another beautiful library which offers logarithmic and the mathematical tools for scientific calculation. Tinkutor library is a library that provides us the traditional Python interface toolkits and helps us to create the user-friendly GUI interfaces for different types of applications. And the last, Matplotlib library is a library which provides many functions and tools to produce the quality output in variety forms and tools. So basically we can say that there is the library is a collection of various types of modules in it. So let us try to understand what is the meaning of module and what is the modular programming. But before we try to understand the module, I want to keep in mind what is basically a module. A module is basically means your act of partitioning a program into individual components known as the modules, and it is known as modularity. A module is a separate unit in itself. The justification of partitioning a program is that it reduces its complexity to some degree, and it creates a number of well-defined document boundaries within the program. And other useful features of using having module is that it contains can be used in other programs without having to rewrite or recreate them. Now, what is the module? We can say that a module is a Python file saved with the extension py and containing the variables, classes, definition statements, functions related to a particular task. A module can also include the runnable code. Before we can learn how to create our own modules, we are going to see how can we use our built-in modules and its functions in a Python programs. For example, we can use a math module and we will use its square root function and then use it in programming. This helps us to create and write a user-defined math modules. Let me open the Python ideally where we can import a math module and we'll do some programmings. These modules makes our programs easier to understand and write the programs. Using the Python modules, we can save our writing code again and again. So I am writing a math module here, importing it first in my program. Import math module. Then I will write how can I use it. Suppose I want to find out the square root of a number. I can use the sqrt function of this module as follows. I am saving this program and then executing it. In this program, and this is how we can use the module. Let us now discuss the structure of the module in detail. If you go into the structure of a module in Python, then you will get the comments, that is called docstrings here, variables, constant, classes, objects, statements and functions, etc. I will show you a user defined module also where you can see all these things. Docstrings are nothing but the multiple line text which are used for documentation in a module. These are triple quoted comments which are useful and they help us to understand the things much better. I will show you them in the next slide. Similarly, we can define the variables and the other constants in our modules. For example, in the math module, the pi constant is defined. Classes are defined too, which are not universal variables. They are also defined, created in the modules, but they are also present in some inbuilt modules also. And the objects of are the instance of the classes. They have the same relationship like data type and a variable. That is, the objects are the just like a variables of a data type. Similarly, the objects are of a class. There can be the statements also, simple instruction expressions written in a module also. Besides all these, the main and important thing is that the functions are also available in your modules, and we already know that functions are the certain set of instructions which are written to fulfill a specific task. In this chapter we are going to learn how we can keep the functions basically in a module and can use that module for our program. That is, we will create our user defined modules. Let us now try to understand how can we define a user defined module in a Python. This is the basically a user defined module on your screen. The triple quoted strings in this is the doc strings, and the functions are also used in it. This is the def to integrate, def to Fahrenheit and dep to Kelvin. These are the functions which are defined in your module, and the constants used in this modules are the freezing temperatures and the freezing Fahrenheit temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit are also used. Docstrings is just a regular Python triple quoted strings that is first thing in the function body or module or a class. When executing a body, or the doc strings does not do anything like the comments, but Python store it as a part of the function documentation. This documentation later can be displayed using the help function. So even though the doc strings appeared like comments, but these are different form comments. Okay, so let us try to save this temp conversion module, and then we will use it in our program. So let me show you the temp conversion module and how can it be used in our program. This is the temp conversion module created with the name temp conversion.py. This will be known as the module of your name. This is the doc string for your entire module, which is describing you about this module, basically what about for this module is created. For example, this temp conversion module is created for the conversion functions between Fahrenheit and centigrade. In this module we are storing the functions for converting the temperature from Fahrenheit to centigrade and Fahrenheit to centigrade and centigrade to Fahrenheit. This first function is for converting the temperature from Fahrenheit to centigrade, and second is from centigrade to Fahrenheit. And these are the constants which can be used also. So we have stored the basically the doc strings, functions, and the constants in this module, and there are 3 doc strings. The name of the module will be file will be temp conversion.py. There are 2 functions, to centigrade, to Fahrenheit, and there are 2 constants, freezing underscore c and freezing underscore f, and also the 3 doc strings. These 3 doc strings are this one, second is this one, and the third one is this string. I have already explained you the meaning and the uses of doc strings. Now let us see how this module can be used in our programming. I have created a program already in which these modules are already used. This is the program which is using the module temp conversion. To import the module into your program, you have to first write the import temp conversion, then use the functions defined inside these modules in your own program. So import temp conversion is the very important line which you have to learn, and you have to use it whenever you want to use these functions in your program. Right now I want to use a function to centigrade in this program, so I am asking a user to enter the temperature in Fahrenheit, which I am storing in a variable f. Now the temp conversion dot ty to centigrade, this is the way I am calling the function to centigrade and passing the argument f to it. Now this function will be called, and body will be executed with, and it will convert the Fahrenheit temperature and then show you that return the temperature in the C. Then if I print the temperature, then it will go, if I print the value of the C, it will going to just show you the temperature in Celsius. Let me run this program. Suppose I am entering a temperature here in Fahrenheit, that is 98.6, which is a human body temperature. So we can say that this temperature is converted into Celsius, which is 37 degree, and this is absolutely showing you the right conversion. So this is how you can import and use the modules in your program. Let me show you one another program and another module use. I have created a module with a name area.py. Now this module is a basically having the functions related to the area. It is storing the functions of calculating areas of a circle when the radius is passes. It is having a function square area, which is calculating the area of a square when a side of the square is passed as argument to it. It also has a function rectangle underscore area, which is going to calculate the area of a rectangle when length and breadth are passed as argument to it. Now these are stored in a file area.py in our program. I am using this module in my program in this way. I have imported the area module by writing this line import.py. Now print area dot underscore under circle dot circle underscore area. Now this is the circle underscore area is the function to calculate the area of a circle which is defined in this module. So I have to see how I can use the function of this in our program. I have to write the name of the module, then dot, and the name of the function which I want to call it. Now I am executing this program and showing you how it can be done. Right, so this is the how you can use the modules in your own program. Now let us tell you something more about the modules. Through there are some important functions known as help and there is too few functions, help and dir functions. Let us try to understand these functions and then we will learn how to import the user defined modules in a two specific ways. We are either importing the entire modules or we can import the selected object from the module. So let me first show you the help function and the dir function. The help functions can be used with the help functions can be used with the so help functions can be used with our modules. They are showing you the help about the modules. They will display you the doc strings along with the module name library program, so that I can use it in this way. Import math. Now if I write help math, it give me the details of all the math library as follows. These are the 272 lines which I have to show it on. See here, it is showing the name of the help on the built-in module math, and there is the name of the module. This is the description of the module which is stored in the library, and these all are the functions available in the math module. Similarly, you can also have the help on your module also. You can create a help on your own module also. Let me show you how can you find out the help. I can write import temp conversion. Now if I write help and write the name of the it will going to give the help on your math on the temp conversion module. This is the name of the module and its doc string which you have written will be shown here. Similarly, the functions names will be given also, and their doc strings will be given as a help to their to finite functions. Doc string will be giving you the help on the what this function is going to show you. Even the constants of your and the file location of your file will also be shown to the user. So this is the basically the use of help function. You can use the dir function also for that. Let me show you this dir function how it is helping you to give you the details of the constants used in the module. When applied, dir when applied gives you the names of all the constants that are defined inside the module. There is some mistake in spelling. Let me rewrite it. So this is giving you all the names defined inside the this module. So these are the two things which you have to keep in mind: help function and the dir functions, which sometimes can be used with your modules for the specific purpose. Now next comes is your how can we import the modules. You see that we are importing the modules in our programs before we can use the definitions inside the modules. That is, first we have to import the module in our program. The Python provides the following important statements in the module. The import statements can be used in the two forms. Syntax of importing the entire module is write the import, then module name, If there are multiple modules, you can write followed by a comma. For example, if you want to import the time module, you can write import time. If you want to import the multiple modules, you can write import time comma math. Let me show you this thing also in practically. If you want to import the selected objects from the module, then also we can do this as follows. You, for example, you can import the time from time module from import math sqrt. If you want to import the only the sqrt function from the math module, you can write this way. If you want to import the sqrt and power functions from the math module, you can write in this way. To import all the objects of the module, you can write from math import star. So this is how we can have the different ways of importing the modules. Next is that how can we use the namespaces. Namespaces are basically the things which we are going to discuss before we are going to see how the Python process the import module commands. Namespace is actually a logical environment holding logical grouping of related objects. For every math module, Python is creating a namespace having its name similar to that of the module name. For example, the name of the namespace of the math module will also be math. Within a namespace, its member objects is referred without any prefix. So whenever you are creating a module, you have to use module name along with its functions in the Python library. With this, we come to an end on the topic of, we are going to discuss some basic standard library and modules. For example, we will going to discuss the mathematical and string functions. These functions we have already covered in class 11th. Mathematical and string functions we have already covered in the class 11. So without going into much detail, we will just go, you have to look over these functions in this. You already know the ceil, fabs, these factorial functions, they are already discussed in class 11th. So we are not going to discuss much them in this coming section. These are defined in your book also, and you can go through them there and see their usage also. We will going to discuss some particular string functions also here. These are the some functions which we have been discussed in the string chapter of the class 11th also.